Come hither, my lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now is your salvation.
And ICE is now launching a new crackdown spree, for lack of a better word, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We've all heard the disgusting comments of Donald Trump. We also heard Kristi Noem spout off a load of bullshit about Minnesota and Minneapolis in particular, and how 50% of the immigrants there are fraudulent. Their paperwork is fraudulent, something along those lines. It's just outright blatant racism against black people.
A black man was found dead hanging from a tree. Brookfield police, they declared his death a suicide. A black man was found dead hanging from a tree. Brookfield police, they declared his death a suicide. Stephanie Quirk joins us live from the newsroom. Steph, his family, they want the department to look deeper into this.
Yeah, Ben, I just spoke with the sister of 39-year-old Tori Medley. For her family, she says it's simple. They just want answers and proof to back why police initially ruled his death a suicide.
Tori was my little brother, and from the day he came home, I looked out for him.
In life,
this is going to be the hardest trip ever to make, to go home to lay him to rest.
The Department of Homeland Security, I think last weekend, put out a tweet that remigration is what's going to save the United States. Remigration will solve all of our problems.
For the righteous, they exist in the world to come and they're rewarded. And for those whose major complexion is black are excluded from the world to come. Major complexion is black are excluded from the world to come. Major complexion is black are excluded from the world to come.
And Tom Homan have been doing for the last 10 months as it relates to Hispanic and Latino populations in the United States. And now they're targeting black people. Hispanic and Latino populations in the United States. Now they're targeting black people. Hispanic and Latino populations in the United States. Now they're targeting black people. Now they're targeting black people.
I want to give all the
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rukwak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Shalom to the mighty Akim, Wakwahim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawako coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, we have this thing about ice, and I kind of want to play a bit more of it. Again, Slakia, but not necessarily. Basically, Slakia. Mine is freaking going off. But basically, the thing is that Jake is basically being targeted by ICE because of the. I believe that it's because of the whole remigration thing that they were saying that they wanted to plan, that they were planning on doing because of basically with the remigration thing. It was a thing where I think what they said before was it was what the Germans did to the you-know-whos, and as a result of that, it's never anything good. And as a result of that, and as an additional result of that, we are also basically seeing the results in how, if you've heard, so-called black people are currently being treated by ICE, where before they were saying that, oh yeah, we only want the illegal immigrants and all that stuff like that, but now apparently we're seeing that it's more than just that, and it's it doesn't get any clearer than that. All right, so as a result of that this is where we're currently at. And the thing about this is, to me, I think it's very telling of where we're at in terms of prophecy, because this is not anything to Slack. I just spit my freaking tongue. This is not anything to scoff at, because the things with this is how, in general, Esau has always hated us. Let's actually get that. Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Basically, the thing here is Esau has always hated us. He's always been looking for an excuse to, kill us, attack us, or whatever. And as a result of that, we're over here looking at how he's treating us, looking at all the different excuses that he's trying to make, legal excuses, let me correct myself, legal excuses to, be wicked, be evil, and whatever towards us, even though we don't do, regardless of if we do something or not. All right, because oftentimes, I won't say oftentimes, because I actually don't know the statistic, but there are definitely times when a J can be doing nothing, but yet they still get profiled. All right, so as a result of that, this is where we see that perpetual hatred, where they just absolutely despise us. All right, and let me see something, because there was this one thing I wanted to show. Okay, never mind. It's from something else. Slakia. Anyway, Matthew chapter 24 verse 7. And nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Basically, race war. There's going to be definitely race wars up and coming. Race wars up and coming, with Esau basically getting his sword to find an excuse, find a time, find an opportunity, or whatever to try to attempt to kill us. Okay, and that's the thing where we could be minding our own business, but simply because Esau just feels like it's like that. I don't know if you've ever had anyone that you just dislike because of maybe something that they did, or every time they talk, it's just like, okay, well, I hate hearing this person talk, or this person just existing near me. That's basically Esau, but actually turned up several times, because while you might not like someone and someone might annoy you, you might not have feelings of, oh, I really want this person to die, or anything like that. But Esau is just that crazy, or has that many screws loose, where he does want to actually inflict harm rather than just removing himself from the situation. Okay, so continuing on, let me actually play a little bit of this, because I'm trying to remember what was.
And ICE is now launching a new crackdown spree, for lack of a better word, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We've all heard the disgusting comments of Donald Trump. We also heard.
All right, Slakia. Also, that's another thing I actually have to mention, where the thing is that even before they started coming after so-called black people, they were still going after the Israelites, because look at all the so-called Hispanics that were getting deported as well. Okay, and on top of that, they were also trying to make an excuse to say, oh, let's remove Native American history and stuff like that from the thing. All right, I wanted to hear this.
Just outright blatant racism against black people.
A black man was found dead hanging from a tree. Brookfield police, they declared his death a suicide. A black man was found dead.
Yeah, okay, so you basically heard that. The police are just getting more and more blatant when it comes to just covering up these murders and stuff like that, where it's like, okay, well, we all know what that means. We all know what they did. We all know what happened, but the police say, okay, as soon as we find out, let's just pretend like it was a suicide. Let's just pretend like nothing, like they're like we don't have to look for anyone. He just did it by himself, when we all know, literally everybody knows that was definitely not intent, a suicide, and all that stuff. All right, so this is basically how even with the justice, so-called justice system, or the injustice system, they don't care about justice, and Esau has constantly been showing you that he does not care about having things proper, and it's only when things start affecting him negatively, then that's when he wants to actually participate. Okay, and that's why you have a bunch of people complaining. My immigration was what's it called? Not immigration, deportation of the things of the so-called Hispanics was the wrong move. It was bad. We're suffering as a result of this X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the third, and whatnot. So now we're seeing all this stuff happen. All right, so Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Basically, we're only seeing an increase in hatred towards one another. We're only seeing an increase in people wanting to, destroy the other. Okay, our people wanting to destroy the other. Not our people, Esau's people wanting to destroy one another because of, or destroying us. All right, as well as their own divide amongst themselves, and that's been a thing where, a lot of the leaders have been lying. Oh, Jeffrey Epstein, what's his name, DJT, all that stuff. There's been a major divide where people are still dick riding, or people are just saying that this is inexcusable. I didn't know he was like this. Now I don't support this anymore. I don't support him. He needs to get out. He needs to go. He needs to be impeached. And this is how that big major divide has been going on, where there's such a big lack of acceptance towards Esau now. All right. So continuing on. So yeah, that's basically the thing where soon we're getting to the point where no one's gonna want to say, well, fuck the kings, the leaders and all this stuff. We're just gonna do whatever we want because they're not doing anything. Our kids are not safe, okay? Because who with the whole stuff, all right, and all those on all that information that had came out and whatnot. But I don't want to talk about it here because I probably can't. I don't know if I can. I genuinely don't know. If I can, cool, but just to be safe. Anyway, Revelation chapter 12 verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. The devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Basically, that's the thing where Esau is starting to get more and more aggressive and more bold with the things that he's doing. Being so blatant as to attack
dead hanging from a tree
like this.
Brookfield police, they declared his death a suicide. Stephanie Quirk joins us live from the newsroom. Steph, his family, they want them.
And then the other part is, ICE was done with the so-called immigrants. Now they're going after the so-called black people while they have immunity to do whatever the frick they want. All right. So let's move on to. So yeah, Esau is trying to abuse his power with the time that he has remaining. All right. Isaiah chapter 30 verse. Let's go to verse 10. No, verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly and instant. Basically, not Esau, just because Jake, trusts in oppression, can't imagine anything with anything, or only wants to imagine stuff or good with Esau, and doesn't want salvation with YAHAWASHI, then as a result he's gonna that trust and faith in Esau is going to be their downfall. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone of Ball and Shalom.